Dummy Swish Pod, the boys are back.
Yes,
How are you,
sir. Yes,
Chris?
sir. Ah, Kodas. I'm itchy. I'm itchy. I can say that. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. It's the week we've all been waiting for,
Mm,
and we're here.
yeah,
The
man.
Dan Carters of podcasting. I'm bringing it back this week.
We back. We
We're back.
back. You know.
Yeah, just to get into church announcements, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. If it's your first time here, subscribe. And yeah, we're here to talk. It's the week we've all been waiting for. Slow news week. They've done us a bit of a disservice by moving the team announcements to 48 hours before the game. We won't get it
Yeah.
until Friday. But you know what? That's what we do. As an SA rugby public, all we do is speculate.
Yeah. Look, that's all we can do until the show, right? At the end of the day, and I think, look, down to the crux of it. We don't really care who plays. We just want one thing, and that's for them to play well, to win, and to defend the trophy. Of course, we already know who's there, So yeah, I think the pack is settled more or less. I think maybe the backs are settled, yes, in terms of the experience that's there, but then
there's more chopping and changing.
Yeah, and in terms of who's hot and who's not, right now, and who can bring what, because I think Scotland, they're all going to try and run and make us run around, and just move the pack around, get us out of shape defensively. They're going to try that. It's the World Cup, Quarters. Come on.
I have no faith. I have no faith in Scotland whatsoever. I don't, there's flower of Scotland. Me, I don't believe in that thing. We're going to smoke those flowers. We're smoking the Scotland pack. There's nothing those guys can do to us. But okay, maybe it goes back to the only thing we have to do is pick the right players. And it's the same thing that we're going to do today. It's just going to be us doing it instead of the coaches. My only thing is we just have to pick the right players. There's nothing else. Mm-hmm. I don't think.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing that can derail us is like a visa yellow card. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's discipline in that way where someone loses their head. And I think we passed that point as a team.
Yeah. Look, we have to be past that point, and especially going into such a game. And I think the Boks, most of them have the advantage of knowing most of the Northern Hemisphere referees and how they go about their business by virtue of playing in the URC and also that side. I think that's the thing. I think a lot of teams, a lot of supporters, the discipline is the one thing that we're worried about, and depending on how somebody sees discipline, I think that's all how a group of officials interpret discipline, according to the laws, and I think the Boks, I think they're good enough to stay clear of such, I think they understand the task at hand, and I just still believe they have that control, regardless.
Yeah, the thing is, even if we talk about the task at hand, personally, I feel we should be winning all of these group games. It's all about rotation. It's all about, I believe we can do it. You look at the task at hand, you beat Scotland, you're already halfway there. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's if you're talking about qualifying. We're not Wales where it's like, okay, if we beat this team and then we do this, we go away, then we can qualify for. No, we should be clean sweep. But if you look at it from that aspect, you beat Scotland, you're already halfway there. You've got Romania next. We're going to beat Romania. So then it's basically one of the two left. One of the two left. Tonga as well. We should be beating them. So it's like, once you get over this hurdle, you're in the knockouts, basically.
Yeah, but the thing is, the thing that I find tricky is just, I still want to recognize, the quality players that are in those teams. You mentioned Tonga. They've got some ex All Blacks in there. You know, now guys have gone back to the homeland, and you know they're gonna
Ah,
want to look.
there's no
Look,
Chris. As we know, World Rugby, they give these guys tough schedules. They don't, and we're facing them last. They're gonna be done by that time.
yeah, but look, you know what? All I'm saying is that they're gonna wanna, you know, show something. At the end of the day, it is a World Cup, you know, and I don't want to, you know, we shouldn't get like too far ahead of ourselves and just, you know, have things as a given, because look, we all remember Japan 2015, you know.
Yeah, but come on, that was
Look, yes, but all I'm saying is that we all know. I mean, like, I'm not saying that it will happen. I don't see it happening to this Boks team, you know. But all I'm saying is that, you know, we must also give credit or respect where it's due up front, you know, just to say that, no, we see you, but we're still better, you know. You know, we see you, but we're still better. We still back our boys, you know, to deliver the business. This is the standard that our guys are at, you know, and you guys have never been here, you know. So yeah, at the end of the day, yes, it should be a clean sweep in the group. You know, it'll be tough in terms of Ireland. You know, Ireland, I think, is the biggest challenge. Scotland is also going to pose a challenge.
It's the only challenge. Ireland is the only challenge. Scotland's not a challenge. Ireland is the only challenge.
Look, from an attacking point of view, from their attack, the Scottish, they you know, once they get that front foot ball, you know, like any team, but they have that ability to hurt teams, you know, and execute. So yes, I understand quarters, you know, you don't see them. You don't see them. It's okay, you know, it's okay. But Scotland will be a bit of a challenge in that aspect, which is good. You know, it is a World Cup, you know, and again, you know, like you mentioned, next game is Romania. It's already chalked down, you know. Ireland is the biggest test, and then the Tonga will be the physical test. You know, I think more than anything, because, you know, of the Islanders and the nature and the way they play. So yeah, I think it's within those games. There's a lot of variety in the way teams play. Good preparation going into, especially the knockouts, and look, the Boks should be able to navigate through that. You know, because I firmly believe they have that control within that group, especially when we see when Tata is there. You know, there's that, you know, Dad, there's that calmness in that pack. You know, there's a control. So,
and I mean, even leading up in terms of preparation, France are hit with their own scandal. Guys are injured. They're including racists. You know, they've got their own things going on there. England lost to Fiji. You've got a number of things going on in different teams where I feel like with us, the platform has been set. So I feel like, you know, it should be relatively smooth sailing from here until.
But also, which is why there must just be that extra caution, you know, because, you know, things can quickly get pulled up from under you, you know. So you know, I think. But I think this group they seem to be in a good place, you know, looking from the outside. And yeah, talking about France, you know, even for them, this is something that's big, you know. I still back the Southern Hemisphere guys, you know. I want New Zealand to do a number on them, but yeah, man, it's the World Cup. We excited. Let's get it going. We are going to see some good games. We are going to see some upsets, some tight fixtures. You know, we just don't want to be on the receiving end of that. You know, I think we've had our time now.
Speaking to that, I would say the best watches this weekend is obviously France versus New Zealand. Second game, I would say, is the Springboks. And then you've got England, Argentina, especially England being vulnerable.
That's going to be spicy.
And then you've got Wales, Fiji, who also two teams.
Wales are also vulnerable.
Yeah, it's coming into the tournament. Like one's coming on a high, one's coming on a hammering there. So I think those are the games this weekend to have a look out for. But yeah, let's get to why we came here today. predictions. I don't know if you're gonna do your prediction in terms of the team you think they'll pick or the team you'd like to pick.
Look, I'm just going with what I think they'll pick. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I can be wishful thinking. It's nice, but I think this is, you know, I think
1
this
out
is
of 10. That's wishful thinking.
Just bring him in last minute. You know,
he's gonna run in like the Undertaker. The lights are gonna go off in the stadium. Next thing you just see this guy standing in the pitch.
Yeah, man. But look, I think everybody kind of already knows who is in. You know, if we're being fair, you know, the pack that played against New Zealand, I think that's the starting pack. You know, I think more the shuffle is going to be on the bench. I think that's where we'll see maybe points of difference. You know, when it comes to the pack. But I think even there, it's whether do they go with Thomas du Toit or Trevor. You know, over there, you know.
du Toit is at home. du Toit is at home.
Geez, I mean,
it's Kocho or Trevor.
It's Kocho Trevor. You know, in terms of who's playing there. I don't know why, but I thought of Thomas du Toit. But yeah, look, I think that's where we'll see more of, you know, probably a little bit of differences on the bench in the pack. But for me, backline, yes, Faf there. Lebok, he's the guy. You know, they've given him the keys. He's driving well. You know, Deland is back in. You can see that. Creel, I think he'll be back in.
You're saying that, but there's a lot of people saying Esterhuizen should be there. There's a lot of people. I think Creel. People are more leaning towards Creel, but I think Dealendi has fallen out of favor with the public.
Yeah, fallen out of favor with the public, but I mean, like, look, he's hardly put a foot wrong, yes. But he okay, has he given us that magic, that more, that, you know, that, yeah, I'm a veteran, and he hasn't, you know, been shooting out the lights, but he's been doing.
I think he has defensively. If you look at the Argentina game, that guy put in a shift. You know, the one at Ellis Park, he put in a shift. So it's like defensively, I can't fault him. It's one of those things where it's almost the same excuse that people had for Creel, where they're like defensively.
Yeah, I was about to say, we mustn't say but defensively, because the thing is like there's also attack, you know. So but we know that he can attack. That's the thing. The nice thing about him is that we know what he can bring. You know, it's just that, you know, have teams really figured him out and forced him to sort of adjust how he plays, and, you know, his role is a bit different, you know. But I think for him it's that step up opportunity to just continue to, because now there's competition. There's firm competition now where he knows, head is on the chopping block. So what is he going to bring? Krill, yes, Mapimpi in, you know, Kobe in, Vilileru, you know, that's the backline that I see.
For me, take it from beginning, number one, down all the way to the last member, I'd say front row, Spicy, Marks, Malherbe. I think we should keep those guys going in there. Ebenezer, Mostert, I think keep him at lock. We saw what he did at lock, so let's keep him at lock. Kolisi, obviously, I think that calming presence. It's going to be one of those same things where at halftime, if we're up, it's time for him to, you know, go in the stands and take a bit of a breather. Peter Steph. And then here's also the thing on socials. On socials, they have pointed out that Williams and Dwayne Vermeulen have been on media duty. Once you're on media duty, it's like an 80% thing that you're going to play. So
hence why I'm saying even the bench, you know, why I think maybe Williams is going to be on the bench.
Yeah, because it was Dwayne and Williams that were on media duty.
But I mean, he could start. Williams. I mean, he's good enough. I mean, he's there, right? So yeah, true. Yeah, you know.
So I do see Dwayne starting, and then I penciled in Faf/Grant because he could start, but in the end I scratched it out and I put Faf there because, you know, first game World Cup, vital. No. Even that's when I was like, no, even I must be serious. As much as I don't take them seriously, I must also be serious and say, okay.
Yeah.
And then I even put my Pimpy. I left out 10. I went straight from 9 to 11 because Lubbock is
Yeah,
solid. I even forgot.
he's solid. He's in there.
I even forgot. So it's Lubbock. 11, I have my Pimpy. I still
Yes.
have Dialendi. I still have Creel together. I think
Yeah.
for me personally, to break up a center combination, I find it a bit tough. I find it a bit tough. So I'd still go with Dialendi and Creel. Esterhazen, yes, he's put in those performances, but I'm a bit hesitant. Maybe I'm not as risky as I should be. But and then on the other wing, this is where I've gone with Kirtley. I think he should be rewarded for his last game.
Okay.
Colby, just have a bit of a breather, man. Have a bit of a breather. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I just want to see Kirtley play more.
Okay. Yeah. I can go with that. You don't. The only thing it's more like experience that you also gain with Colby. Okay, then that there's that extra little spice more or a little bit more energy that is when he's got ball in hand.
Yeah.
Than Kirtley. Kirtley is more. He's just deadly when he gets that break he punishes. So yeah. Either or. That's the luxury that like we said the last time, the riches of Africa, man. Like there's just
and my thing is also, I wouldn't put a completely not inexperienced, but I won't put all the guys against Romania that are on the lower side of test caps.
Yeah.
You have to put some experienced guys. So maybe Colby must be that experienced guy to say he'll play in that game.
Yeah, probably there. Maybe that game. That's maybe where you'll see. I don't know. Like I'm just anticipating. Maybe they'll put like a contingency type of team out to say, okay, if such and so is injured and whoever, and we have to play. This guy must play 15. Yeah. Something like that, and against Romania, because I think you afforded the luxury there, because in the pack, whoever they pick. Those guys are brutal, man. Especially when they're on their bastards, they just, and that's what we want. They must be bastards, and just punish everyone. No, let's be honest. If you go watch that New Zealand game again, look at the faces of those players of New Zealand, especially after collisions or whenever there's a break, you can see. And you saw it even in the captain's face. Those guys didn't know what hit them. So that's all that we need, and what we expect from the pack. So, it's more just around the backs. I think that's really where where the real conversation is. But still, within the pack, though, we still want that impact. Like yes, Mostert was solid enough, but we still know there's a variation that you can play with RG. Again, it's the luxuries that they have, is that they have those variations in terms of who they can put in, and those guys will deliver,
Yeah, for rounding off my team, I've just got Willie there. I think Willie's going to be very important in this game. That double pivot, I think that's especially where we're going to go with them wide. Yeah,
I'm just concerned about the Skies, because the Scottish are going to they're going to go there. Finn, I feel Finn Russell is going to see it as an opportunity to say, okay, British and Irish Lions, he didn't get the light that he needed to show, that okay, he can damage, because he looked dangerous whenever he did play. And
he's finished, Russell. That's what Finn stands.
I still think he's got one loss something, and he'll try it against us, and he will fail. But all I'm saying is that he will try it, so we must just be alert to how they want to play, and just negate that, impose our will as they did, against New Zealand, keep it simple like they did, put them in the grinder and then capitalize. I think that's the other thing, outside of the Skies, it's just once you're in the 22, just capitalize, and make them pay and make them hurt and feel it.
I mean, for us, restarts is the only thing. It's restarts. They fixed up on goal kicking. Those are the things to say, like, okay, week by week, how are we gonna adjust and fix on things? Then just to go to the bench, Mbonambi, Ox, like you said, Koch, Trev, it's a toss up. RG has to be there.
Yeah.
And then with me, I put Klein and Ori. Again, it's a bit of a
Ori.
toss-up.
See.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like Klein's good, but I'd like to see Ori at the same time. So it's a bit of a toss-up. That's either or. Kwagga had a good game against the All Blacks, so he has to be there as much as I like Eskom. And then, Williams, media duty. I expect him to be there. Willemse, I expect him to be there at covering fullback and the rest of the backline positions.
Yeah, more or less. You know, it's consistent in that respect. But you can even see Willemse starting again. You know, that's the thing. But I guess that's why we're speculating. You know, nobody knows until we're going to know. So yeah. Either way, we just want the result.
Speaking of results, can I get a prediction?
No, I've got. I'm gonna say Springboks by 12.
By 12.
Yeah,
I think
by 12.
I'm around. I think I'm around 12. I think 15 is a bit disrespectful. 10 is a bit too. It's a bit low. So I think I'm also around 12.
Just saying, you played well, but you know.
You know that one where they're shaking hands and you're trying to act like, no, you guys almost had us, but like, There's no way. Yeah. Any closing remarks on this game?
Look, all I'm saying is set the table. You know, it's just setting the tone for the tournament, and it's about time. And Springbok, it's the time for the Boks to just be dominant for real. Underline it, you know, because there's been, you know, there's always 95. No, we were poisoned. No, 2007. No, he was in. You know, even though still mathematically they would have lost, but okay, you know, and then we know 2019, you know, it's like, but so you know, outright now's the time to go on a streak, you know.
Yeah, for me, I just personally, as much as I have said those terrible things about Scotland, I do think it will be an entertaining game. That's the one thing I do feel. It will be an entertaining game. Scotland trouble us when the overseas Boks can't be part of the tour. That's when they trouble us. When they're a part of the tour, you know, then we're fine. So as much as I've said that, I do believe it'll be one of the more entertaining games of the weekend. I do see standout performances. I see for Faf a standout performance. I think Eben will kick on from where he was. And I think Willie Leroux as well. We're going to find a lot of space out wide once they get in, you know, when the book starts releasing the guys out wide.
Fair.
I think that's the World Cup roundup. Other things, volatile to the Lions. As a Lions supporter, I just have to say, it's one of those things where it's like you want to be excited about it, but it's like you're getting a good fly half off the back of injuries, and then when you look at what the Bulls have done, you look at what the Sharks have done, even look at the Stormers in terms of, you know, getting a takeover and pulling themselves out of their own financial situation. There's things that they are much more excited about at other unions. So for us to say that, you know, this is a good news story, it barely is.
Yeah, but I mean, like, for the player himself, you know, yes, you can understand. I think he's
for him it's great.
And he's seen where, you know, where he's at, you know, with Gomezulu there, you know, and because I think they were the two youngsters basically in the franchise, and there's an opportunity for him, great. But with the Lions, you know, you'd hope that they'd be looking at, you know, trying to really, really build, because yes, you can have the best 10, but then if the key components of your pack are not working and you're not getting what you need to get that output, you know, to enable those guys to shine, you know. But at the same time, it's also I don't know. Why is there sort of like that commitment to say, okay, this is what we're investing in these guys, and we're backing these guys. Which for those guys in the pack, yes, it's good, but at the same time, it's like, where do you want to take this? At the end of the day, it doesn't scream we want to go out and win the championship. If you know what I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that. Compared to, yes, when they were in Super Rugby and they broke out, yeah, okay, but then after that, we saw in terms of this is how they play, this is what's working for them, bringing them success, and they bring this like players that fit into that. Now we're not really seeing that, so that's what I'm saying, is that it's not, but we'll see, it's still season's going to start,
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
the Sharks, the other
news,
guys, the big boys, the pressure is on them as well,
that's why I want to go to the Sharks. You guys are getting Hochart there. I think it's a short-term kind of loan. But I mean, it's just where you can get these kinds of players on short-term loans. It just shows, the gap between the Lions and teams like the Sharks.
True. And I think just in terms of, appeal. I mean, come on, Durban's more appealing. I think
the Rock Nation is more appealing.
that too, but yeah, I think for the Sharks, that experience is valuable. I think he's a Park. I think there will be value that you'll bring in there. He's won championships. He knows how to win. I think maybe that's that short-term little injection that maybe John Plumtree is looking at to bring into that squad, especially because you've got those drill competitions that will run, so yeah, and he's played there as well, so you do need that experience, bringing back that feedback in terms of the little nuances that they would know about. But I can't really complain, but at the same time, I'm not going to be happy, excited.
And any other closing remarks from you?
No, let's set the drinks, set the prize. New Zealand, I want them to do well against France, because we don't want the French to get too confident at home. And then, Boks to take it. Let's go. Yeah,
even get those bet slips, They call me Eben Betzabeth, They call me Pay Me and Willemse. I'm coming for those bet slips, man. I'm cooking them. I'm cooking them.